So welcome to another podcast with Sash&Javi. Today we're gonna share with you why we do.
What we do.
Yeah. So hi Sachi, happy to sit here with you to chit chat again.
Hi Javi, I'm pleased to sit here with you and to share our experience and our point of view on the things.
And what we do. And first of all, today we don't have red wine, we are more gentle. Actually, I'm mixing, you see? Today I have all my colors, black and white.
And I am in blue, as
Beautiful.
You can see, those who can see.
If you cannot see the beautiful Sachi today, I recommend you to go to Facebook or to YouTube and find this Sash&Javi. You can follow us also on Instagram. But this live podcast is more than the audio. You can see a lot of B-roll that we have, some photos, things from our travels, when we talk about food, some photos of the food, and most important, our beautiful faces when we talk. So follow us in that platforms too. And I will start today, as usual, asking you a question. And it's why you decide to do like this 6 day of love and challenging and work for the people.
So you already shared the secret.
Yes.
Yeah, I did this. I did it for now in Slovak, but I believe and I am prepared to do it in English and maybe later even in Spanish. Why? Because I believe what we do depends a lot on what we actually deal with, you know? What we try to heal. If we talk about the healing and the topic that is super...
Sure, we're going to talk about that, yes.
Super in now, super trendy. But I believe we do it because it's our life team. It's our life path that we are here to accept it, embrace it, and use it because it's actually our gift. So we start usually doing the things or we avoid doing the things that we are here to do them, you know? That's what I believe, that our biggest gift or the purpose is hidden in the cave with the dragon.
Ah, and what is the dragon in that beautiful analogy?
It's a power. It's a fire. It's the life. It's the light. It's a dragon who has all those gifts, you know, with the fire. Can help someone, can help itself, but also can destroy. That's what I believe, that behind our biggest fear, there is a biggest treasure.
And I love what you're saying, and I was like, I want to talk, because in the shaman tradition, they say that the shaman heals the world healing himself first. No, and I believe that in the witches or the healers or the herbalists, whatever you want to call them, for me, they're witches. You do the same. You take some plants, you try the plants on you or in someone who is sick. And I believe sometimes you have to fuck up to know, oh, this was not that one, no? Or how that works.
Yeah, even what you are saying or what I was saying, it goes amazingly with the herbs, as you are saying, with those poisonous herbs, for example. I told you once, if you remember, that those poisonous are actually the best medicine in the nature, the best cure for special treatment, yes? But you need to know how to deal with them, you know? You need to know them and you...
The doses, the way to prepare it, smoke it or drink it.
Yes. And that I compared also with that our gift.
Also, you told me something in the pyramids that it's when you see a plant around this because it works for heal something. You know, like this is good for venomous poison snakes, for example, and you have a lot in the area that you have a lot of snakes too. That's amazing, yeah. But specifically and especially these things, 6 days. Why you choose to do 6 days, and what is this 6 days? What is going to happen during these 6 days?
So, because my strong life team, it's self-acceptance and self-love, understanding that I don't find love outside until I really accept and love myself as I am. Yes, even with all the errors and everything, and learn from them and don't put myself down, you know. And This is actually because I also dedicate my life to numerology, and I studied that a lot. And it's the number 6, that it's the symbol of love, harmony, beauty, at the same time of the beast, of complete opposite. Maybe the hate or envy, or or the fear, even the fear. And it is really the number of self-acceptance. Wow. Or finding the beauty in maybe not the beauty, because when you go to the nature and things are not perfect, but we admire that,
I think when you go to nature and yes, you see the chaos, there's a beauty in that chaos. No?
Yes, and this is the number 6 about.
Okay. Well, I didn't knew that. Yes. It's really interesting. I just study until number 4, and I always make that joke, like the dancers count until 8, musicians, we just need 4. But actually 4 was the prime numbers, and with the 4, there's this thing of that we can talk about another day, but you can create all the numbers in the universe and all the music and the musical spheres or everything. So when you choose 6 for me was like challenging because it's like, yeah, so if I do it 3 times, I'm going to be a beast or what, no? And because I never believed that the name represents something more than what I want to give that value. But beyond just the numbers, that it's beautiful, and I know you have a lot of knowledge in human design, numerology. As she said, she dedicated her entire life to do this, so she has almost 30 years of experience in this. Lovely. What is happening each one of these days? How you structure this and why? Why you decide to do these 6 days, and you said, I'm going to start in my homeland with my people in my language.
Maybe because I saw the connection. I saw I call it even like collective trauma or something, like where we come from, Madre Tierra, from the mother country, motherland, or we pass through some history or the things. And I see a lot of, not coincidences, but I really see a lot of connections with my friends from there. How we perceive the world, how we perceive ourselves. And it's so similar. I've been observing this, and it's the way I'm really helping myself, supporting myself, empowering myself on this path, or learning to accept the full yin yang, the full black and white with me. Yes, exactly this. And to share it, I want to share it with the people from there.
And what is going to happen the day 1, for example?
So I divided these things because I also got super involved in the things of the 4 elements and the 4 directions, even from you. It's been appearing in my life for a couple of years. And I divided into like 4 seasons plus 2 special days, let's say. And I want to start with an intention of love. With an intention of the words, because I believe, and we were also sharing, you've been studying a lot this, that the words are the magic, that the words are the first thing or the sound. You could talk a lot, and I would love you to hear these things from you, that really the sound was what created, like the frequency.
Like many cosmovisions. And when I talk about chaos or chaos, the cosmos is for the Greeks, the antithesis of the chaos. It's the universe, it's the organized, it's the order. And yes, when I read the Bible, when I read the Popol Vuh, when I read the Kabbalah, they always said, and God said, Dios dijo. O los constructores y las constructoras, they get reunited, they get encircled, and they talk. Parenthesis, but we talk in one of these episodes about the circles. Very important, when you choose a circle, men or women circle or whatever, find out why you go to that circle. And if you doubt it, hear the episode. But coming back to this subject, so the first thing that you do is talk about that. And then the first day, we're coming back to your first day in this one. It's related to?
It's related to affirmations.
Okay.
I don't want to tell everything,
Okay.
I would like to a little bit keep
but
it like
a little bit
mystery.
Like the structure. It's like, okay,
but there is a structure that is connected with the 4 seasons, with the 4 elements, that I believe we are created from them. And the whole natural cycle or natural order or the universal order is created with all those. Because I've been studying, let's say, but I'm more like learning from people who come from different cultures. They always talk about the four. And even you told me this. And I would like you to share more, like what is the symbol or what's the meaning of four? Because you've been in the music industry for many years. And you said you count to four. Yes, the dancers to 8, but the musicians to 4. Why and what it creates, or
For
why
me, it's easy. The 4 is the number of creation, is the number of the earth, is the number that represents what we can measure and believe and touch and everything. I remember, and they used to tell me that you can measure everything by cuartas, and the cuarta was the size of my hand. This was 1 cuarta. My arm, my face, my head, it's 1 cuarta. In the music, for me, it was also when I discovered what happened when I played in the 4th, and when I go do, re, mi, fa, sol, okay, do, re, mi, fa, it was really like a completely different tune. When I go down, because when I go up, and Aprender a Volar, one of my songs is made in F major, and has a relation then to C major, because it was happy tunes. It's happy, something that creates not as happy as the 5th, because we can go to the 5th element. That is something that you also do, but it's when you go beyond what is in these 4 walls, in these 4 dimensions, in these 4 planes of existence, and then you come to the 5th dimension, to the 5G, to the 5 interval. But also, if I got the 4 and I go down, I got the relative minor, and it's super sad, and it's A minor. So I can do these examples with the guitar or with the piano another day. But I believe that when you count 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can find everything. And actually, if you go to Pythagoras, to the theorem that they have, and not the stupid thing though, A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared, something like that. La suma de del cuadrado de los catetos es igual al cuadrado de la hipotenusa, something like that. If you don't understand in English, don't worry, you don't need it. Pythagoras should not be famous for that, should be famous for the thing that he created with the music, with measuring the distance between the notes, with measuring the frequency of the notes. And that is when I found everything. Because when you go to number 4, you can create all the numbers, everything, just putting balls like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and with that you create everything that you need. You create a 10 that is a perfect number, so blah 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 blah. For me, that was something. But when I came to these challenges, I realized that the first day for me was just to commit and to, as you said, verbalize and put clear what I want to do. Then I needed to do another work that it's start, like in Spanish we say desmenuzar, but it's like throwing apart the 1 in 1 and 2, separate that, see the white and black, who I like, who I don't like. In my 9-day detox, for example, it was like, second day you erase people, and it's like, I like you, I don't like you. You serve me, you don't serve me. You bring me joy, you bring me sadness. So that's going there. The third day we try to balance everything, and it's like the pyramid, and it's when you have 1 and 2 and 3, and then when you have 4, you create this base. But for me, it was not enough, because we need to go beyond that. So then we have the 5th, we do this jump, and again, I felt that wasn't enough. Because when I jump out, what I need is to come back to the source, is to get the love. It's to get what you said, the number 6, and maybe it's dive in again. And that's maybe that 6 that for me represents the man going down. And then we have the magic 7, the lucky 7, they said. And there's a lot of explanations for the chakras, for the root. And then when you talk about the dimensions, I learned something with the Magians. And yes, we have the 4, like, polar dimensions, but what happened up? That's the 5th. What happened down? Maybe that's the 6th. And here where we are is the 7th dimension, is the 7th plane. And then of course 8 creates the infinite, and 9 is when the man can stand and go up again. to the heavens. And so, and 10 is just going back to 1 and 0.
Yes.
So for me, I decided to do 9. That's why I do it. No, that's why I structure it. But beyond that, and I think that's the beauty of telling people why we do this, you say it at the beginning. I needed to heal things for me. And I found that 9 minutes a day breathing or meditating, that 9 days can create a real detox, then 27 or 28 days can create a habit, and then 90 days I can create a complete different person. So I start working more with the 9. That's amazing. I never considered that until now that I'm talking. I grew from 4 to 9. It would be cheaper if we do renacer in 40 días and not in 9. No, but really, I think I started trying in myself, and I came to these resolutions. The other question is why we need to try this. Why? And you mentioned something that I want to expand on that. Why we keep the healing process? Why we need to be healing all the time? It's not enough to have a wound, let create a scar, and that's it. Why you need to scratch it? Why do you think people do? Because I know you don't do that, and I applaud you for that. Like you really easily let go people who harm you, people who criticize you. But why do you think people likes to go there and scratch and scratch and scratch?
Well, what I believe, maybe they just didn't find still the way how to get out from the cave, let's say, from the darkness. I call it the darkness. We can go there. We can enter that night or something. For me, it's more like a darkness because I know it's painful. As you said, I've been also to that, and I'm all my life like I something appears and I feel like I need to heal it. Yes, but as I am, as you said, a witch or the one working with the herbs, I know that when I few times put the herbs on my wound, in 2 days it's gonna be fine, and then I need to let it go and let my body to work the best and trust my body.
So your insides heal you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is more like the trust. I believe it's connected with the trust.
The faith,
Maybe
the
faith. Maybe those people really lost faith. That's what I believe. Like someone who stays there but maybe is not aware of that could talk about that, because usually when there is really something like that, we are not aware. I also was there, like I wanted to heal, but then I was like, it's enough. I got into the moment that it's enough.
I believe, and this is for the people hearing us, that it's really delicate talking about healing, suffering, especially depression. Somebody gave me this great tip, and it's the people who is depressed don't fake depression. Like people don't fake depression in social media. The people who doesn't shower, doesn't wash her teeth, stop eating or overeats, gain certainly a lot of weight or lose a lot of weight. The people who spends more time in bed, inside, like you said, in the cave, in the beds, in the covers, that doesn't want to go outside, it's not faking it. It's people who really is feeling it. And if you are in that position or have a friend, a family member in that position, it's really important to take action, to see what is happening, to face that beast that is the depression, the sadness, and ask for professional help. We were saying the other day that not everybody can help the people under depression. Even we do. When somebody came and it's an addict or having a special problem, we call therapists, we call specialists to deal with that. But it's really important that if you see somebody in depression, to do that. Second, I'm not a friend of the medicines in general. And we're going to dedicate another episode to the sacred or traditional or holy medicines and the plants, because there's a lot of plants that now they're called sacred medicines. But not even that, or the antidepressives. It's things that I believe that we don't need to use every day. Like any medicine that you use every day became your poison. Like when you start using something every day to heal something, then you're not healing, you're just creating another disease. And that's something that I'm super strict on it.
I would like to add, I believe so too, because as I said more times, I'm a herbalist, yes. And I see it even really if you, I call it you misuse, you abuse the herbs, you know, you use them and you don't need them.
And then they're gonna lose the power.
Yes, it's the same even with the pills. I remember that because I had a time in my life that I was taking a lot of antibiotics and I was a lot into the like Western medicine, let's call it. And they didn't work. They really didn't work because my body got used to it.
So you create defense for...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I created more like an addiction. Like I needed them. I felt like I needed
Well, at the end, I believe again, and well, this I can say I know, addiction comes from that, the habit consumption of a substance that you create resistance to. So then it happened with addicts to some chemic and drugs, and it's that they just kill the dopamine effect in the brain, so they need these substances to create and to react to the dopamine that you're creating, so they don't feel happiness until they use that substance, no?
Yeah.
But the substance start killing those neurotransmitters. So what happens is that you don't feel the happiness, so you need more and more and more and more and more and heavier dose. Same things with tobacco, same things with alcohol, same things. They said happen with caffeine, but I know caffeine is not a drug in any way, so...
We can have a special podcast for this.
Okay.
About a coffee and coffee.
But especially caffeine and sex are not things that you can get addicted to. No, but really, coming back to something more serious on the subject, when you mentioned the healing, and you said something that it's key, because if you have a wound and you put a plant, when you start healing, what appears? Because it's something, what do you feel when it's that?
Like it's scratchy?
Yeah, I remember one doctor that I love, Federico San Roman, he always said, comezón, sanazón, like if it's scratching, it's healing. What happens if you scratch the little flea bite that you have?
You can open the wound more and you can actually put an infection there.
Especially if you go to the toilet and you don't clean your hands, you're going to put shit on it. No, but really, when you put, then you create an infection. And what happens if I still scratching the same thing?
Like you spread the infection even into all your blood system, and you can create inflammation in your body, and who knows where it can lead even to some kind of disease.
Wow. So
that I would need maybe some special doctor to talk about this, but I believe it works like that.
Okay. So one flea flight, mosquito bite or something can really create a deeper infection if I keep scratching, no?
I believe
And
so.
you think it happened the same, for example, with a trauma or pain or depression or something, because somebody did something to you, if you keep scratching on that?
Yes, absolutely. With this, I'm sure.
How
With
that
this,
works?
I'm sure, and because I see it with some of the people I know, and I'm really so sorry for that. But I also understand it's our choice, you know. And sometimes when you ask me about that, like if we, like how we know that it is happening or something, what we do with that, I think we lose that awareness. We just live in that.
So you think people who is scratching the wound because they have the trauma, let's say, because it's something that I think everybody connects with it, and we have it, and it's openly we can say it. You being mistreated in a relationship, or you falling in love with the wrong person, or is the right person, but the relationship was wrong in something. How you move out from that, how you grow from that, how you choose the next couple better.
So, first, admit to yourself that you are hurt or this happened to you. You will write it, talk to you, say the words, but change the words. Change your setting. Change your setting. But it's like everyday work, you know, even in the moments of mistrust towards, for example, a woman to a man. You need to find the way to trust. But first, trust to you that even you're gonna attract someone who you deserve and deserves you.
And you do that?
Yes.
Like when you get your moments of jealousy, I never give you a reason, but if anything...
Yes,
yeah?
I do that. I need to do that because it's my trigger. It's my thing. But I share it. It's about communication. But if you really keep saying, for example, many times, which I experienced with some of my friends, female friends, like, this was the only one, or this is the only one I could love, and there will be no love like this anymore, but you don't understand, but I'm suffering there. I'm sharing a man with another woman. Wow. Do you think it's really love? Like, if you really want this, and even the other woman wants that, that's an example, yes? It's okay. Then it's love, maybe, in your own world, reality. But if it's something that is hurting you, you really need to face yourself, even in the mirror or something, and ask yourself if this is what you think that you deserve the most, and this is what you really wish for in your life. This is the kind of love, because my like the 6th day of journeys of love, and that's exactly what I've been sharing, because I also went through it. I was heartbroken when I was young. It was my first love, and it was hard for me to trust men, and I still have those triggers. But I realized, really, like, I want to attract the men into my life who are available, who love me, and I love them exactly as we are. I started programming myself for this, and even imagining that it's already here.
And what happened with a negative thought come to you? Because this is like a bonus. We didn't plan to do this, but I'm going to give you, or Sach is going to give you 3 tips, the 3 tips that we always offer to grow a healthy relationship. We have 6 in one episode, but right now, like, you think the journey of love, 3 things that you have to do even before having a relationship. Number 1, you just said it, is like do the affirmations, be sure of what you want.
Fall in love with yourself first.
Okay, so first is fall in love with yourself. Second is ask for the kind of relationship,
What
man,
you
or
wish
whatever
for.
you want.
What, ask yourself what you really wish for.
And the third, I'm just going to commit.
Let the universe work. And be open. Like, let's really feel. Don't put your mind and your imaginations. I mean, what the partner or the perfect partner should maybe look like, or something. Feel.
So I love
feel.
that. I love that, because you're coming to faith in the third place. And the fourth and more important is when you take that leap of faith and you jump and you go to it, feel it. Because relationships is about feeling. And to the topic of why we do what we do, it's probably because you feel then that you need to share this knowledge, this experience with the people.
Now I feel the urge to share this experience. It's like when you open your black box. I use your word, your wording, your black box, and you, like, things start jumping on you, but you try to absorb them, learn from them, accept them, go into your black box, but turn it into light. I'm not saying pushing away everything that it's dark and the night and everything in your life, because you're gonna face anyway in a relationship. You're gonna face anyway those things there which you still haven't. They appear as the night appears every day. We know that, no? There is a day and there is a night.
No, and if not, it's going to be super boring. Like, we need to have these spites. We need to have disagreements. We need to fight for something that we believe it is true and try to convince the other one. We need to teach things to the other one. We also put that in the 6 principles. We need to learn from the other one, but we need to teach at the same time.
It's an exchange. It's a sharing.
And I don't know where I read it, but it said something like, being in love is not being perfect to each other. It's help the other one with the imperfection of life. You know? Now, how to dive this sea in this seas, or how to navigate the like when you have the bad weather. I forgot the name. The storms. How to navigate through the storm. Yes, I believe that. I had beautiful examples that we live in our everyday. But for example, today happened something when we were walking. And there was water, and what I did, remember?
You took me on your back. And we passed together, and it was so much fun and adventure.
And you remember what I said about like when you said, but not everybody does this, or not everybody support me, or whatever.
Yeah, but you said you become strong. You like grow with that. Anyway, you need to remember you are growing.
Every time that I decide, and this is a tip that I give you for free, everybody who is hearing this, many times we feel that we carry someone or we push someone up, or even there's people, why not step on us to grow. I start seeing like and we did this sometimes also, that I said like you put your leg in, there's a stop in my leg and then in my shoulder, and I push with my legs and my back and everything to pull you up, no? We did that sometimes. Every time you do that and you offer your help to someone carrying your back or whatever, believe that you're getting stronger, because the next time you are able to do that, and if you don't have this person on your back, literally on your back, it's going to be easier even to do it, to walk through the water, to whatever. But I will add something that I didn't tell you before.
Tell me.
It's not the same, and it's not that fun. Because even having this beautiful monkey in my back make it fun. If not, it's just walking and getting my shoes wet. No? So when I feel that I did this and I put you up and we walk and we laugh and we film something, and maybe this is a good moment to have those B-rolls that we said, and in the YouTube you will see what we're talking about today, makes it fun and gives me a purpose. Because now it's not just walking stupidly in the water. And also, it's this great feeling that your shoes are dry. No, that you didn't messed up your beautiful white or gray shoes, and mine were black and were made for water. So it was perfect.
But actually now, as you said this, I was thinking before going there, I didn't share with you to put on the shoes for the water. That was my first idea, but then I was, no, I'm going to put these ones.
Because we were walking to the beach, we wanted to go to the ocean, we're going to see the sunset, and it was a beautiful sunset.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Sure, beautiful. Yeah. Of course, the image is for the people who is watching us in video, not just in the audio. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and it's a pleasure to share these things and remind us maybe why, no? Why we're sharing what we're doing, why we're creating what we're creating. Because something else that you said today is, I needed this space, I need this break, I needed the nature, no?
Yes, exactly. It's very important many times to ask why, even as you said with the circles or where you go, like why, or even what for. That comes from your R90, right?
But okay,
yes.
What for?
Yes.
And that's exactly, okay, I don't want to keep going to the numbers, but it's hints that we're giving you there. What for? Que cuatro will be the translation to Spanish. But really, what for? What we're going there, why you need to break the walls, why you need to go out of the box, why you need to think out of the box, no? So I love when we can explain this to people. I know your why you're doing all this, but I want you to verbalize and say it today for the people who's not following you yet, and they need to understand why are you sharing all these things, Sachi?
As I said it, I'm gonna repeat that. To accept myself as I am, and to show it's really possible by doing the things that you love.
So your why is?
To inspire others. Because so many times in my life, I got inspired by other people too, by their sharing life stories, how they really fall in love with themselves, accept themselves, and they fell in love with life. They fell in love with everything, you know, fell in love. It's not some fairy tale talking. It's waking up in the morning, be thankful, enjoy, and going to bed again with that good feeling that I did my best. And I'm again thankful. And when I always keep saying this, my story, like if I imagine my last life here, last moment here, how I want to leave this place.
How you want to leave this place?
I want to live with a smile on my face and maybe the tears of happiness. And with a lot of people around me who I could inspire. And they really get inspired and they did the best to live their life the best. I mean, the best to feel happy, to feel fulfilled, and that anytime, the last moment comes, I'm ready.
Do you think happiness is another kind of drug? You can get addicted to happiness?
I don't think it's a drug.
What is happiness?
I think it's in our natural state that we forgot about.
That's beautiful. Because many people will say that no, that probably growing, suffering is our natural state, and happiness comes when you overcome that. But you're saying the opposite.
I think we came from the Eden, from the paradise, to again remember the Eden. And that the first sin that they even say, and they even, I am like Roman Catholic, or I was raised in that religion, is like they try to purify you, yes, with the water from the first sin.
For the baptism, you said.
Yes, by the baptism. But I believe it's our choice. It's our choice in our life if we again want to live in the paradise on the earth.
I honestly not know exactly what is the meaning of that baptism. I know what I read now, but I'm sure there should be something deeper on that. I think the subject of religions is worth it for another podcast, but I agree that we should be happy. Like the pursuit of happiness is one of the rights of the human beings. And it's in the Constitution. In this country where we live and where we are, right now we are as a guests, but who knows if maybe this is the place that see you smile for the last time, or it's going to be your mountains in Slovakia, or it's going to be a pyramid in Mexico. What I know is I want to keep seeing, and you see it there, that beautiful smile that you have. I believe that you inspire me in many ways, that many days that I feel like I'm a little tired, or I felt the urge to do something. Like today we walked probably 2 hours. How long we walked today?
I think it was 2 hours, what we walked.
After an amazing lunch that you prepared, and we came back to have a lovely dinner together. And when we review our day, but when we review our day, I realized that we're doing it. We really wake up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. We meditate. I do coffee most of the time. We do your yoga, strength. I work a little bit in the computers, and then the gym, and then whatever. But at the end of the day, like I won't say to do things because I don't have a to-do list. But the things in the agenda is like everything is done. And sometimes some go to the next day, or even we do something that was supposed to be done later. And I believe that, yes, that makes us happy. But I don't see anything that I have written in my calendar. And this will sound annoying for many people, but I don't see anything that I don't like to do. Like yesterday or 2 days ago, we cleaned the house, and I remember, because she was really angry when I put some crumbs on the floor. But even washing the floors and the clothes and vacuum cleaning, and we remove all the set and the cables, we had fun, or I'm wrong?
Yeah, we enjoyed that. We had a lot of fun. And it was like a flow, like they used to say, it needs to be a flow, and it was flow. It was not that I did it with the anger, oh my God, what a mess here or something.
Well, we keep this really clean almost all the time, and that's one of the keys that I teach is, para estar limpio, lo primero es
no ensuciarte.
So to be clean, the first thing is not get dirty. And this is maybe one of the tips that we can give today, because we already give the 3 of the show, but we're going to do 3 fast, and it's really keep doing things that makes you happy. If you see something in your agenda, Like I always said, if you see people in your Facebook or in the web page or in the channels of YouTube that you're following or the Instagram and you don't like it, delete, erase, block. If you don't like your job, man, really text us because there's a lot of options there to choose a different job. But first, I think you said that you have to find what you like, fall in love with yourself, and what else, Sachi?
And find someone, as you said, delete what distract you or whatever, who inspires you.
That's a good one.
And that's even a perfect key for finding a partner. What we were sharing the other day, really someone who inspires you, because you can inspire each other, and you can grow together.
I think that's a beautiful statement. If you didn't heard the episode of the 6 Kids to Grow Together, go there right now. If you're considering joining one circle of one religion or some group or some secta, whatever you want to ask all these questions to yourselves. Ask why, what is going to give me, they're respecting me, I feel love and honored and respected at the same time. If you're going to start any kind of challenge, really read the small letters. Why? What it's about, who is teaching it, trust the people who is doing or no. And in any moment, I always say the same, that you feel uncomfortable, that you feel forced to do something that you don't think is correct, that goes against your values. Don't be afraid to step up and say, I don't like this, I want to walk away and do it. Because I think one of the bigger things, and we're going to talk that in the future, of not being hurt and not being a victim, is act responsibly. Take the responsibility of your life, understand that you are your own God, that you can create whatever you want, and that these things that, for example, the 6 days that Sachi is creating, or the 9 days detox that I have, or the 90 days program, it's to help you to remember what you are, what you deserve, what you want, and what you can achieve, right?
Exactly. And what for?
And what for? I think that's really powerful too. So,
that I learned from you, and I really have it on my mind many times. Helps me a lot in my life.
I think it's a good question. What for? So this was a good episode of why we do what we do. What for? Whatever you want to call it. I don't know how we're going to call it later. But Sachi, it's been a pleasure as always sharing this time and space with you. For all the people hearing us, drive safely. You're driving. Sweet dreams if you're ready to go to bed, or keep working out if you're in the gym. I don't know where you're listening to us. And if you're seeing us, it's been a pleasure to see you. Write your comments, your questions, your opinions. We love to read what you're saying. And especially if you like what we're doing, why not share it with your friends? Thank
you, Javi. It's been a pleasure for me to have this beautiful talking over the wine after the delicious dinner on our podcast, and let's see what we're gonna talk about next time.